Hi, I'm Emmanuel and welcome to my workbench. Today I will be hunting through $500 or 100 banknotes of $5 Canadian bills. Let's go to the intro and I'll talk to you about how I'm going to do this. All right. Well, in Canada, we don't have $1 or $2 bills anymore. Our lowest denomination are $5 bills, and they are polymer. So if I grab one over here, we have Canada's first French Prime Minister, Sir Wilfrid Laurier, on the 5. It's made of polymer. So you can see it's not a paper note, it's a polymer note. There's a clear window with a hologram. You can see the hologram right there. And this is the tower, I believe, in the west block of the Parliament buildings. You can see a little bit of, there's this little transparent window, I think, reacts to UV light. Sorry for my voice, I got a little bit of a cold. Yeah, and so it's in bilingual at Bank of Canada, Banque du Canada in French over here. Signature of the governor and the deputy governor of the Bank of Canada. And on the back side, we have a Canadian astronaut with the Canadarm on space station with Dexter, the multi-handed unit over here. Again, you can see through the clear window, you can see the hologram from the back as well. So that is the Canadian $5 currently circulating banknote. Mind you, we are currently going through a redesign of the $5 banknote. We are just waiting on the final design choice to be made and the instructions to the Bank of Canada to go and start printing the new banknote. So can't wait for that. I don't know when that's going to be. So how do I hunt these banknotes and what am I looking for? So this video, I'm going to be adding some timestamps at the bottom. So you can skip ahead if you want to skip some sections, but I'm going to go into details on how I do my strap searches. I don't do them necessarily the same way as anybody else would do it. I have my own way of doing it, but if you're not interested, you can skip ahead to the search. But I'll explain what I'm doing and why, and what I'm collecting, and what I'm doing for fun. So first of all, naturally, the serial number is what we're looking at, and that's on the back of the note over here. So you have a serial number here. In fact, I just noticed the first one right here is a binary. 2202020. That is definitely a keeper. Oh my gosh. What luck. Completely coincidental. So one thing you're going to be looking for is special banknotes. So this one has only 2s and 0s, so it's called a binary. There's a whole bunch of other varieties you can look for, but I'll let you go to the channels such as Stu Pluback's channel. I'll link him up here. He does a great job explaining what type of serial numbers are worth something. But as he would say, collect what you like. And so here's what I'm doing as part of my collection, other than the variety. So one thing that I look for is the various signature combinations that there are on Canadian banknotes. But the other thing that I'm doing is I have here a stack of banknotes, and what I'm trying to do is to collect one of every three-letter prefix on the banknotes. HBG is the first one, and it went from HBG to the HCs, and then from the HCs it skipped to IN. So you can see the HCs over here, and then it skips to the INs over here. So just for the fun of it. Why? Just because it's fun. There's no actual value in this, but I thought I would just try to do a collection like that. I'm missing a few, about 8 or 9 banknotes to actually have the full set to the present day. But yeah, that's one thing that I'm doing for fun. What are my references? Well, my main reference, let me set this aside. My main reference is this book over here, The Canadian Government Paper Money. This is the 2022 edition. And I flipped it over to the $5 page over here. And what it does, it has all of the signature varieties. This one isn't up to date with the latest one. There's 2 more varieties that came out since this one, which would be the BC69D and BC69E. And then we have the print runs for each of the runs up to the INDs, which was the latest one in this series, but it's gone beyond the INDs since then. And yeah, you get to see which print runs, like HBGs are a lower print run if you have Macklem Carney as your signature. So those are ones that you might want to look for. And unlike American banknotes, when we do replacement notes, we do them in series, which means at the end of a print run, they will do the print run in series. So there's no distinguishing feature from banknotes that are replacement notes. So I use this table over here. I'll get back into more details, but in the past, Canada did use a star, like American banknotes with a star in front of it to denote replacement notes. After the star, they stopped using the star and they started using an X as the third letter in the three-letter serial code. So HBX would have been a replacement note, but they stopped using that. And so now they do them in series, which means there is no easy way to identify replacement notes, and we are at the whims of the Bank of Canada to publish the serial numbers for the replacement notes they did print. And unfortunately, this book is up to date with the latest tables, and unfortunately, if I go to the very last page over here, HCF is the three-letter index for the most recent printed replacement notes, whereas presently we are getting letters all the way up to INS. So I might be going through a lot of notes that might be replacement notes that I just don't know because the numbers haven't been published. But I'm going to rely on this to find the replacement notes that I might come across. Finally, how do I prepare myself? Well, I could easily go through the banknotes one by one, but I find because as you saw in the book, the banknotes are listed in series. What I actually do is I sort the notes out alphabetically and numerically. So these I've already taken care of doing that. So you'll see that the last one here is INS, and then as I go forward over here to the top of the pile, I have the HBs, and HBJ is the first one that I have over here. So as I go through them, I look for the special serial numbers and maybe birthday notes. Our digits aren't true birthday notes because we only have 7 digits in our serial number as compared to Americans. So we would have like a birthday note would be like a single digit for the month. So it would be, let's say, maybe 1996 621, for example. As an example, that would be a birthday note, which means you can't have birthday notes. It's not a true birthday note, but it is what it is. This is what we got. I'm going to go and start going through my notes. Of course, I'm going to look for the ones that I'm missing to collect to finish my set over here. I'm going to be looking for banknotes that have special serial numbers. We already found a binary over here, 2202020. That is awesome. I think this is the first binary I've ever found. I don't do these very often. I'm thinking I'm going to do maybe a strap search or a search through bills maybe on a monthly basis going forward. So we'll see what happens in the new year. And yeah, so I'm going to get going and bring you in on any finds that I do find. And yeah, I'll see you on the other side. Okay, I'm all done my checks. I have some notes to show you, but just to show you because the replacement notes are done in series, which means that in the middle of their print run, for example, of the HCAs, they noticed some mistakes. So serial numbers 4698000 to 4707000. That's 9,000 notes for this run. So these are 9,000 sets of 9,000. These are sets of 200 notes. That's why it's so hard to find them. Sets of 200 notes. So you really got to look at your serial numbers carefully. I had about 20 banknotes to go through that were within these serial numbers, and unfortunately there were some close hits, but no cigars. So here are my finds. Some of these I'm going to keep. Some of them are going to go back into circulation, but I thought I would share just out of interest. So in completing my serial number collection that I'm going through, I found 2 that I was missing. So I found the INC and I found the HBM serial number. So these are going to add to that, to these over here. So that's kind of cool. I've decided I'm going to start collecting another kind of banknote as well. Lowest serial number, regardless of 3-letter index, lowest serial number and highest serial number. So far in this hunt, the lowest serial number started with a 00. So 0042474. So this will be the low serial number to beat. I'll keep that one. And here is the high serial number, 9922178. Unlike the American process, Canadian banknotes will go to 9999999. We don't stop at 96 million. That is cool. And let's look at some other banknotes that I found. So this is a potential birthday note. So we have the 22nd of February, 1911. So 1911 to 22. I didn't think of, I don't think I'm going to keep that. And it's also a trinary, 3 2s in a row. I know that Stu Pluback tries to match serial numbers, different letters at the front, but the same serial number. But he's doing it with $1 bills, so it's easy to keep hundreds of $1 bills, but keeping hundreds of $5 bills, that's another story, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, here's one birthday note, so this one's going to go back into circulation. I have another birthday note over here. This one is 1952, August the 4th. And this is a 2003, April 16th. It's not in a bad shape either. Cool. Just a quick look. Yeah. Now, I'll bring it in at the end. This is Lane Macklem. These are the current Bank of Canada governors. In fact, Lane is gone. It's now somebody by the name of Rogers. So I'm assuming that new $5 bills that will be printed will have Rogers Macklem as the signature combination, but I'll come back to that shortly. I'll keep this one as a reference. And I'm not going to keep this one either. It's a broken ladder. All of the numbers showing up from 1 to 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No real added value to that. I mean, it's cool. It's neat. But it would have been better if they were ascending or descending. So this one is going to go back, but cool find nonetheless, and almoster. And finally, the find of the hunt, 2202020, a binary, 2-digit binary. That is awesome. I have never found one of these before. I'm so happy. It's a shame that the note is one of the older notes. This one is what? An HBJ. This is when Tiff Macklem was a deputy governor. He's the governor now, so Macklem Polaz. Yeah, that is the find of the hunt. Now, back to what I was saying, an interesting thing is that when the signatories change, they don't start this a new series for the serial numbers. They will continue printing the serial numbers despite the front of the note having a different signature combination. So what happens is when there's a signature change, you will have transitional what we call transitional notes. So for example, let me find one over here, HCM. So HCM serial numbers transition from Macklem Polaz to Wilkins Polaz, and you can see that there were 5.8 million of these and only 4.1 million of these. And there's another transition over here for the INDs, Wilkins Polaz to Wilkins Macklem. Online on numista.canada.com. It says that the Wilkins Macklem had a print run of 1 million. So for me, anything lower than 5 million, like the 3 million over here, or the 1 million in the case of the INDs for Wilkins Macklem, that's something definitely to keep. Higher print runs, like 4 million, I don't know if I would keep the HCM. Probably would. I probably would. Anyways, that's something to know. Well, this was different, so I have 2 to add to my set collection, which is great. I have my high and low numbers to beat. I have the binary find of the hunt as well, and this one can go to circulation. It's a birthday note. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed this change of pace. Let's see, maybe next time I'll do $10 bills. Maybe not. I'll probably stick to $500 in banknotes. That's a manageable amount to withdraw from my bank. So, of course, it'll be half the notes for a $10, and when I go to the 20s, it'll be half again, and when I go to the 50s, it'll be even less. But it is what it is. It'll be fun, and it'll throw up some variety on the channel. As is usual, I do a giveaway on my videos, and well, I'll bring out a coin that I came across from the bank that I don't really need. This is a 1968 nickel 50-cent piece with a coat of arms of Canada on it here. The obverse is the younger bust of Queen Elizabeth II. And all you have to do to have a chance at winning this 50-cent piece is leave a comment down below. And sometime next month, I will draw the names of a lucky winner, and I will send this anywhere around the world. Well, I am purposely dropping this video on Christmas Eve, so hopefully everyone at the time of the viewing that you're having a wonderful time with your family. And here is Emmanuel wishing you happiness, health, and wealth in 2024. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if you haven't yet, you know, I do appreciate those thumbs up. And as always, click on my logo here to subscribe. Here's a video that you might like. And here is a playlist of other banknote hunts that I've done in the past. Until next time, thanks for watching.